Hi, this is Subhodeep once again, and in this video I'm going to teach you the final built-in data structure of Python, which is dictionaries. Now, if you are a Java programmer, or if you are a JavaScript programmer, or you are coming from other languages, let me tell you this: you might already have seen these things in your own language. In Java, dictionaries are called hash maps, and in JavaScript these are called objects, right? And you might know them if you are coming from these backgrounds, but if you don't know, that's perfectly fine. I'm assuming you don't have any knowledge in dictionary, and that's why I'm going to start from the scratch. Now, what is dictionary? Again, since we are studying data structure, we can simply say that data structure, I'm sorry, dictionary is just a data structure which stores data. Now you might say, well, why do we need dictionaries then? We have lists, we have tuples, we have sets, right? So why do we need a dictionary? Well, dictionary is for storing meaningful data. It is used to store meaningful data. Now, what do I mean by meaningful? Well, let's say you have a list, right? You have a list, and the list contains three values, and three values are, well, let's say uh, let's say we have a book here. Let's say this book, crushing it. This book was gifted by my girlfriend in my birthday on my birthday, and this book is written by Gary V. He has a great YouTube channel. You can check it out. It's a really really great book, and I love this. So let's say you are using list to store the details of this book. So you know the name of this book. The name of this book is Crushing It, and it is written by none other than Gary V. So you're storing like this, Crushing It, then Gary V, and then you're checking out the price. In India, it costs rupees 499. So you store these things in a list, right? Now, you have to maintain the order, right? Let's say you have so many books. Let's say you have this book also. This book is also a great book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, Dr. Joseph Murphy. He is a great author. Try reading his books. His books are awesome, and it helps you to you know develop yourself from inside. And then you have Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which is amazing. I hope you guys know, or you have at least heard about Napoleon Hill. If you haven't, just check it. Just check it out and just read all his books. They are awesome. Anyways, so we have these three books, and what are the details of these three books? So Think and Grow Rich. This is the name of the book. It is written by Napoleon Hill. This is the name of the author, and it costs rupees 150 in India. You can see here. I guess it is visible. So it costs rupees 150 in India. Okay. So this is one detail. So you're making a list of lists basically. You have a list where you are storing multiple, details of multiple books. So this is the first book, then second book. So the name of the book is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. The author is Joseph Murphy, and it costs 150 in India, right? I hope you can see this. It costs 150 in India. And finally, we have Crushing It. The name of the book is Crushing It, and the name of the author is Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm sorry if I spelled it wrong. And the price is rupees 499 in India, right? So it's storing these things. Now you have to maintain a goddamn order, right? So if you are keeping the name of the book in the first place, you have to keep the name of the book first place for all the books. you know you cannot just put it somewhere else, right? Using lists, because inside lists are ordered collection. So if you keep a thing in the first position, it will access it using first position. It accesses things using indexes, right? So let's say the third element is the price. So we will say list, and then we use square brackets, and then we give 3, and we get the price. I hope you guys know it, right? Now the problem is that every time it is not possible to maintain an order. Let's say you have tens and thousands of books, right? You have tens and thousands of books. it may happen that you might forget the order, right? But what if you name the details? What if you say, well, name of the book is this, author of the book is this, price of the book is this. That means order doesn't matter, right? You can access those data using the properties name. So basically, you are giving a property's name and then you are accessing the property. So what is the name of the author? Name of the author is the property. And let's take this example. So Gary V is the name of the author. So Gary V is the value and the property is name of the author, right? And crushing it. So this is the value. This is the value. And what is the property? The property is name of the book. So name of the book is the property and the value is crushing it. Name of the author is again a property. Gary V is the value, right? Same case for this one. Name of the book is a property. The value is the power of subconscious mind. Name of the author is property. Joseph Murphy is the value. Same case goes for this book also. Name of the book is Think and Grow Rich. Name of the author is Napoleon Hill. So Think and Grow Rich and Napoleon Hill both are values. So the names are not the same, right? This is one other book, this is some another book, this is again another book. But did you notice the property name is same? If you are saying we have name of the book here, you again have the name of the book here also. This one also has the name of the book. So the property does not change. You see this? The property does not change. The value changes. Remember that. The value changes. The author changes. The name of the book changes. But the property itself does not change. Right? So that's the basic idea of using dictionary. You don't need to maintain an order. So dictionaries are unordered collections of data. Unordered collection data. And actually dictionaries are, there are times when dictionaries are very efficient. Why? Let's say um, you have the name of the book in the third element of the list, right? So you have to access every element to reach there, right? You have to, unless and until you use directly 3, and sometimes it will happen that you don't remember the index. Let's say you have forgotten the order. You have forgot the order of the list. You don't know the index. So what you will have to do? You will have to jump through each of the element and check which one is the author's name, and then you have to print it out. That's the basic disadvantage. Now, but in case of dictionaries, well, you don't need to iterate through, because you just say, hey dictionary, give me the name of the author, and it just gives it, right? It's that much simple. It's so simple, and it's so amazing. It is so fast. It makes your program so fast. Dictionaries makes your lives easy. So let me take another example. So let's say we have a big sentence. Let's say we have hello, 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 world, world. So we have hello, 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 world, world. So we have in total 6 words. 6 words, right? Now you want to count how many, how many times the each word appears. So hello appears 4 times, world appears 2 times, right? So in a list you would have simply stored like this, 4, 2. Now does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't, because you will have to access the index using 0 and 1. It doesn't make any sense. But let's say you have something, well, apple, or I'm sorry, why I'm taking apple. Hello appears 4 times and world appears 2 times. Now that makes the sense, right? So this is the basic reason for using dictionary. Now I will take another example, and each of these examples I will cover in practical terms, so do not worry. Of course you can sort your list, although there are times when you have to sort dictionaries. I'm sorry, I used the word list there. There are times when you have to sort dictionaries, and sometimes that becomes a problem, hell of a problem, because you cannot, you will face difficulties while sorting or doing some manipulative tasks inside a dictionary, since dictionaries are unordered pairs, right? And that's when you need lambda functions. or let's say you have a list, you have a big list of dictionaries. Let's say you have a big list of all these books we have here, all the details of these books. Now you will sort them according to the price of the book, right? Now that you cannot do directly, because after all each one of them is a dictionary, but all the three dictionaries are inside of a list. You cannot directly just sort it. Well, right, you won't, you can't. In that case we will need to use lambda expressions or lambda functions, and in the last class I have shown you how to use lambda functions. If you do not know this or you haven't watched that video, please go and watch it. I have explained lambda functions in the most exhaustive way possible. I have given all the examples and how to use lambda functions, and definitely I will again just for the sake of reviewing I will just tell that again. But do not worry, if you have some basic idea of the lambda functions it will really help. And I won't use any map or filter blah blah blah. I'll just need lambda, that's it. Well, let's get started. So now let me give you what a dictionary looks like. So let's just open our good old Python interpreter. Here we go. Well, a dictionary looks exactly like a set. So you have something called dict, and it looks like a set. Yep. But this is how you declare a dictionary. Okay, this is not a set. This is not a set. You want to see? Type dict. See, class dict. Okay, so that means this is a dictionary. But if I say dict equals set, now let's see what output we get. Now you see the class is changed to set. So remember, you cannot just do this thing set equals to and this, because this will declare a dictionary, not a set. Remember that. So sometimes it may seem confusing, but if you just simply write this thing, it will initialize or it will create an empty dictionary. This is not a set. If you want to create a set, there's only one method, only one way to do it, and that is this thing. Okay, so don't do this. Now what does a dictionary look like? Let me just give you a quick example. Just open the camera once again. So how many of you have seen a resume? There are people who are actually working in various sectors, various industries. Some of you are entrepreneurs, some of you are doing a job, but you must have heard about resume. And actually since some of you are from school, so yeah, actually there are some of the members which are from schools, so they might not know this. Well, um, a resume is a Wikipedia of yours. Okay, that's the simplest thing. So a resume tells about you, and based upon your resume, you will get a job, or you will get an investor in your business, or you will get to convince someone with your skills or whatsoever. So resume is a very important document, right? So I hope you have seen a resume. If you haven't, I will show you mine. Okay, at the end of the video, because right now I don't have it, and I again don't have my internet connection right now, so I will definitely show you my resume. But resume is basically like your personal details, your name, your skills, your work experience, your education background, your achievements and all that stuff, your certifications, all that stuff, right? All the good stuffs. Okay, and your summary, blah blah blah. So take it all and it makes your resume. And of course your photo. Sometimes you need a photo in your resume. So your resume is a collection of information, right? And does it really matter if you put your name in the third place, or you put your skill in the fifth place? It doesn't, because you have already said this is my name. It doesn't really matter where it is, but name is a name, right? Whether if you keep it in the first place or in the third place or wherever you want to put it inside a resume, a name will be a name, your skills will be your skills, achievement will be achievement. So values are identified using the property. So if I see your resume, I will see, I will search for your name, and I will see for the keyword name, right? So let me open the Paint and Excel as well, because I will need that too. But for the sake of simplicity, let me open, you know, Microsoft Paint. So we have our Paint here. Now let's take an example. Let's say you have a resume and you have written everything about yourself. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And well, my name is Subhodeep, and let's say um, description, or let's say job. It's a Python developer, right? And let's say country, and I'm from India, right? So you have the details right here. Okay, so this is a resume. I know it looks like shit, but just take it as a demo. This is not a real resume. This is just a demo. I just want to show you something. That's why I'm using it. I know this is really shitty. Well, so let me just take the brush here. Yeah. Does it really matter if I put this thing here? Does it really matter? Or if let's say I put this thing in the first place itself, does it really matter? It does not, because whoever looks at this will search for the keyword name, right? He will search for the word country. And once he or she finds the word, let's say I am searching for your name, and I am searching for this keyword name. I'm not searching for this one. This is the value. I'm not searching for this one. I'm searching for this keyword. And once I get it, then I look at this, so I basically look at this thing through this thing. Okay, I do not directly look at this. Okay, I cannot do that, because this is just a value, and it might change immediately, but this won't change because everyone has a name, right? So this is the value we are looking for. I'm sorry, this is not value. This is the property we are looking for. And using the property, now I can look at what's the name, and now I find show the the name. Again, let's say I'm searching for another keyword job. So here I got it, my job. And then using this property, I look at my job, which is Python developer. Similarly, in dictionary, you don't look at values. Values are not important. Keys are important. You look for keys. That's why even if you put this thing, put name in the last place, it really doesn't matter, because the interviewer will look for name and he will immediately find it. He won't have to go through all the things, your job, your country, or blah blah blah. The interviewer won't go through all of these. He will search for this keyword name, and no matter where you put it in the resume, he will find it correctly. And once he finds that, he will know your name using that property. Now properties are called keys. Okay, so let's say I'm doing the same thing inside here. So let's say my info is for information, right? And this is how dictionary looks like. So you say name, you give a space, or it's up to you if you don't give a space. You say Shubhadeep, right? And then you put a comma, because this is one key value pair. What is the key here? What is the property here? The key, or you can say property, is this thing, and this is the value. Okay, this is the value. Now the next key value pair, or property value pair, is, let's say, yep, what was the property? Yeah, job. So we have job as Python developer. Okay, and the final information about me, which is, and remember to put quotes, because these are ultimately strings. Okay, so remember to put quotes. And the final piece of information is my country. and the country is India. Okay, so this is my information. So now it really doesn't matter if I just, you know, take this one and I just put it after this one. It won't really matter. Okay, let's say I remove this thing completely and I put it in the last place. So let's say name equals, I'm sorry, not equals to, actually you put a colon in here, just like here, you can see. So let me remove all of these things. Yep. So just like this, you have to put a colon in here. Okay, you can see this, I guess this is visible. Yep. Yep, this is the colon. So you have to put it here also. So name is Subhodeep, right? So this is my information. So these are the values. This is the value. This is the key. Again, this is the key or property, you can say, and this is the value, India. Again, this is the key and this is the value. So the ordering does not matter inside dictionary. Remember that. And I will come into more examples. Just hold on. So now if I want to access my name, I don't have to give my info and I have to say second index, because this is 0, this is 1 and 2, and then it will give me error. Oh, I'm sorry. So it will give me error. Why? Because it searches for key. Look at this thing. It searches for key, and I have passed 2. So there is no key as 2. All of them are strings, right? It is job, it is country, it is name. So key error basically means that it couldn't find whatever the key you have passed. But if I say something like this, let's say my info, and you give something like name, let's see what it does. As you can see, it gives you Shubhodip. So you don't have to remember the order, you don't have to remember the index. You just put the name of the key, you just put the name of the property, whatever you can call it. I prefer calling it key. You may call it property for your sake of simplicity. Okay. So now I can say like my info, and then you say country, gives you India. Now let's say the same thing and give it a job. So it really doesn't matter. The order is insignificant. It is not important. These are important. These are called keys. And we are accessing, or we are able to get to these values using this keyword. Okay. So that's the basic idea. When I pass the key, so I'm saying that, hey dictionary, find out the job. So it searches, is there anything like a job? So it just searches. Okay, this would be a better example. So let's say I say my info name. So I'm saying that find this key inside this dictionary. So now what dictionary does is it straight goes to the name, okay, and it just prints it out. It just returns it. So that's what's happening. Now let's take another example. Let's take we have um let's take we have 3 books in here, or let's say we have 4 books in here. Let me show you the 4 books. So we have Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. This is an awesome book. I have read it a year ago. It was really really awesome. I would recommend it to everyone. It's really really great book. And all the rest of the books, blah blah blah, Think and Grow Rich, Power of the Subconscious Mind, Crushing It, and my most favorite book, Goosebumps. It made my childhood. So well, once again, just look at this, and yep, look at this too. Anyways, I have turned 20 this November 20, and I still love these books, especially Goosebumps. R.L. Stein is my favorite author. You know, I started reading his books when I was a kid, and I fell in love with them. He writes awesome storybooks, awesome horror stories, awesome, in adventurous stories. I love them. Anyways, coming back to my topic. So we have all these great books. Now we will store different things. Let's say we will store, just remove this thing. We will store the name of the book, or simply book name, and we'll give something such as Goosebumps. Just to make this little bit longer, we will then say author name, and I will say R.L. Stein, and then we say, you know, book type, and we say horror, and then we say print, paperback, then we say price, and price is rupees 150 in India, so let's give it that much. So I will do this for every book. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yep, I have 5 books here. So I will do the same thing for 5 books. So that means we will be needing a list. So let's say books is a list, and inside this list, and obviously you can write this in this way. If you feel this way is good enough for you, then you continue with it, and it's your choice how you will write it, because I personally prefer both of them. At times, if the information is too much, I like to do in this way. I say something like this, like I put a dictionary, okay, and then I say something like this, um book name, and let's just keep it small. Our first book is Crushing It. Then the next value is author name. I put that quotes, author name, and it is Gary. Let me let me see this spelling. Vaynerchuk, I guess. Now the next thing we need is, what's the next property we have? Book type. So what is the book type here? Again, make it smaller. Well, obviously you may write it as capital or in uppercase as per your wish. I like it, I like the key's name to be in lowercase. So it really doesn't matter. Let's say book type, and you say business, and the last thing that you want is, oh well, not the last thing, let's just say that you want something like this, and just remove this thing. We don't need this thing right now. Let's just keep the price. So let's say the price is, well, like this, price, and it is 150, and this is integer, this is not a string, so I didn't put a quote. Now do not press enter after this, put a comma. Why? Because do not forget that books is a list, it is not a dictionary. Remember that. This is the reason you want other elements also. So you put a comma here. Again, you do this thing. Again, you just basically copy and paste the same thing, but I am writing it once again. Book name, and this time I say it's like the power of your subconscious mind. The power of your subconscious CS mind. Author name. Oops. Put a comma here. Author name. And you say Joseph Murphy. Book type. Well, self-help. Or let's say, or just keep it self-help. Self-help. And the final thing that you want is price, and it is again 150. Oops. It would be 500 actually, or 499. Okay, it's okay, perfectly fine. Now the next element is, and each one of them are dictionaries. Okay, each one of them are dictionaries. Our next book is Think and Grow Rich. So again, book name, and you say Think and Grow Rich, and you say author name, put a colon, not here, yeah, put a colon here, and say Napoleon Hill, and book type. Oops, oops, oops. I messed it up. I messed it up pretty bad. Oops, I hit enter actually. I'm so sorry. Well, I forgot to put. Okay, never mind. Just put a comma here. Cannot change it. I will change it later on. Okay, I will change it later on. So put a comma in here and make another dictionary. And our let's make it the last book here, and just remove this thing because it makes things more error prone. So you say book name. This time the name of the book is Attitude is Everything, and the author's name is Jeff Keller. Book type is again self-help, or this time let's say personality development, and finally the price, and the price is let's say 300 rupees, and our last element is again book type. I'm sorry, book name, and the name of the book is Goosebumps. The author name is R.L. Stein. R.L. Stein. The book type is horror, and the price is 400 rupees. Now remember to end this list because this was basically a list, and each one of them are individual elements of this list. So remember to put, the ending bracket here. Now you hit enter. Now just look at this. Let's say what books are. So you can see it gives us this long list which contains all of these things, right? Now somewhere we had made a mistake. It was in the third element, right? So this is the first element, this is the second element, and well. Yep. So we need to change the third element, right? Yep. So how do we change a value in dictionary? Well, simply, let's say let's take another example for this purpose. Let's say we have something called um, fruits, fruit, okay, and inside fruit we have, let's say, name, and let's say this one is apple, and let's say color, and we have red, then we have something called, well, we have some other property here. Yep, size. Well, let's say size, and the size is, let's say 8 centimeter. Okay, so this is an integer, and then the final property is, well, taste. Okay, so we have taste as, let's say, sweet. So the sweet. So what are the key value pairs are? This is for the first key value pair, this is the second key value pair, this is the third key value pair, this is the fourth key value pair. Now what are the keys? They are name, color, size, and taste. So every fruit has a name, every fruit has a color, every fruit has a size, and every fruit has a taste. So these are the properties of a food. And the name of the fruit, the color of the fruit, the size and taste keeps on changing, but these properties do not change. The name remains name, right? Now how to change it? We can let's say we want to change this taste, the value of taste, from sweet to, let's say, bitter, although apples are not generally bitter. So let's say fruit, and pass something such as taste, right? And you are saying make this bitter. Let's see what happened. Now you can see that this sweet has changed into bitter. Why? Because I said find this property inside this dictionary, and then just simply put this thing, just replace this thing, whatever there is inside of this property, just to make it this thing. So basically you can conclude that this is a mutable object, right? Now what is a mutable object? You have already you might already know that mutable objects are objects which can be changed, which can be modified, whose individual properties can be modified, right? So this is one of the property, and you can modify this one to this one, right? Now the next thing which I'm going to talk about is why are dictionaries called dictionaries, right? So you may ask a question like this. For that I need to take out a dictionary, but currently don't have any. Well, just hold on. It's like, let me take it out. So I'm back. We have a dictionary in here. Now let's say, oh well, this is really small, I guess. I need my tab. Oh, damn. So let me open the dictionary for you guys. Now I will show you why it is called a dictionary. You might ask me, well, show it stores property, right? So why does it, why does it, why it is called a dictionary, or why the Python guys named it dictionaries? You may ask this question. Now let me clear this out. Let me just open this thing. You may fast forward if you want, of course. Let me open the Google playbooks here. Playbooks. So we have a book in here. Think as a Man with this book over here. And let's say, yep, I hope you can see this right. So I want to know the meaning of this word. Let me just decrease the brightness a little bit so that you can see better. So let's say I want to know the meaning of this word over here. It's called tumultuous, I guess. So what can I do? I will search it in the dictionary, right? So once I search it in the dictionary, you can see this one, right? So it gives you the word and then its meaning. So this is the key and this is the value, right? So that's why it is called dictionary. Remember. So when you ask that, you just search a dictionary, and I don't know if you can see this. Let me still show this to you. Um, okay. So here I have a word called outrider. I know it's really, really small. I don't know if you can see this. I'm talking about this one, outrider. So what is outrider? A person in a vehicle or horse or on horseback escorting another vehicle. So this is the meaning of outrider. So outrider is the key. Why? Because this is the property which you want to search. So you won't search a dictionary according to the meaning. So you won't search dictionary like um, a person who's riding a vehicle or horseback is called what? You won't search a dictionary like this. Instead, you will search what is the meaning of horse rider. Outrider. I'm sorry. So you will search the dictionary in this manner. What is the meaning of outrider? Right? You won't search with the meaning of the word, right? So the meaning is the value. The word is the key. So this is why it is called a dictionary. In the dictionary, all of them is a key value paired. There is a word, there is a meaning. The word is the key, the meaning is the value. It's as simple as that. So this is the reason Python developers thought to name it as dictionary. So this is the reason behind naming it as dictionaries, right? So I hope I cleared your confusion. Anyways, let's jump back to our Python console. So yeah, we have these things and we can change this, and we have seen this, right? Now, what if we want to iterate through this? It is an iterable, okay? Remember, this is also an iterable object. You can iterate through each one of them. So you can say for fruit, well, not fruit, for x, let's say whatever, for fruit, or let's say for properties in fruit, print properties. What do you think it would give you? Boom. So you're shocked because it gives you the name of the keys. Okay, it gives you the name of the keys. It does not give you the values. It does not give you apple, red, 8 or bitter. It gives you instead name, color, size and taste. So it basically gives you the properties. Okay, the keys of the dictionary. So in order to get this thing, you have a way in here. You have to say for properties in fruit dot values, and then you say print properties. Boom, boom, boom. You get apple, you get red, you get 8, you get bitter. Now you get all of them. You get apple, you get red, you get 8, you get bitter as well. So this time you get the values. Why? Because we have used values method. Again, this is a method because there is a dot here. Okay. So we use values method on fruit. So we are saying that we just need the values of this dictionary. We don't need the keys, we need the values. Okay, and again in the previous example we were getting keys only, so I can do this, do the same thing using this thing, key. Okay, I guess this was, and I say print properties. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So basically, if you say for properties in fruit.keys, print properties, it will just give you the keys or the properties. And if you say for properties in fruit.values, so basically you are, this is, it justifies the name, right? Values, so it gives you values. Keys, so it gives you keys. Likewise. So basically this thing and this thing are the same. But you may ask me, Shubhadeep, if we want to get both of them, what can we do? So if we want to get both of them, what we will do instead is we will say for, we will take, any two variables, because we need two things, right? So we need to store them in two different variables. So we say, let's say key, and we have value in fruit. Now you say, not this one, fruit dot items. Now you print something like this. Let's say print key comma value. Let's see what happens this time. Now you see this, that it prints like this: name apple, color red, size 8, test visit. So basically if we use items on a dictionary, it will return two things: the key itself and the value of that, that particular key. But what if you do not use a for loop? Let's say you just simply say fruit dot items. As you can see, it will give you a list of tuple. Okay, so it says dict items. This is an object, you don't have to care about this right now, this is irrelevant. Just look at this one, from this one to this one. So you can see that there is a opening square bracket and a closing square bracket. That means this is a list, and inside this list we have four tuples. Right? And inside the tuple we have two elements of the tuple. The first one is the key, and the second one is the value. Again, in the next tuple we have the first element as the key and the second element as the value. Key, value, key, value. Okay, so that's how you access things using dictionaries. Now again, if I say fruit dot keys, now let's see what do we get. Again, this time it gives you a list of properties, so it returns you properties: name, color, size, and taste. Similarly, if I say fruit dot values, it gives you a list of values: apple, red, 8 bitter. Okay, but only in case of this one it gives you the list of tuples, and every tuple contains two things: the name and I'm sorry, the key and the value. So eventually it is converted into tuple, obviously, but um, you are using dictionaries to reduce the time for searching. It won't have to go through each one of them in order to search for, let's say you want to get the size of the particular fruit. So you don't have to go from this one, then this one, then this one to get the size. You will simply say, give me the size, and he will give you this one. So you don't have to maintain an order does not matter in dictionaries. So that was the basic of dictionaries. Now let's work with our previous example, which was books. This ugly looking thing, obviously. So we want to change the third element. It starts from this one. So we want to change this element, right? So how can we access the third element? Because since book is a list of elements, we need to use indexing. We will say books, and we use index 2 because the third element is, and it is n-1. So since it is, this one is 0, this one is 0, This one is, well, 1, and finally this one is 2, right? Yep, this one is 2. So we say books 2. Now let's see what it gives us. So as you can see, it gives us this dictionary, and we need to modify it. How can we modify it? Books 2. So this will give us the dictionary. Now we again put some square brackets, like, dictionary, and we say, like, what's the next property? So we have author name, then we have book type. So we say book type, and then we say, well, not this one, and then we say equals personality development. Okay, and then again we have books 2, and then we give something like this, book type, and then we give price of the book, and the price of the book is, let's just make it small, and you say, oh, well, not this one because it is an integer, let's say 500. Okay, so we can easily add things. Okay, we can easily add properties, we can modify properties, we can do whatever we want to, just like with a list. But the only difference is, while using dictionaries, we are using the name of the key. Okay, we are using the name of the key, not the index, or neither the value. We are just using the key to get the value, and we can modify it, we can do whatever we want. Now, how to remove a particular value? How to remove a particular value? Now let's say we have that fruit example from our previous, that example fruit, and let's say I want to remove this property. What can you do? You can say fruit dot pop. Inside pop, you say size. It gives you the size, but now it is gone. Now it is gone. Okay. Now again, let's see what are present. Boom! So size is gone. This one does not exist anymore. It is gone. Okay. Boom! It is gone. So this is how you remove a particular, you remove a particular key value pair. Okay, you are removing the whole pair. So you removed both size and date. Since you said fruit.pop size, it removes this thing value, and that's why it shows you that, well, hey, I have removed this one, and now we have our new, our modified dictionary. Similarly, we have, let's say we can do fruit.pop, and we say taste. Again, once we hit test, this is gone. Since we hit test, we get the value back bitter. That means it says that we do not have bitter anymore. Now we can check it out using fruit. Now we have only two key value pairs. The first one is name, and the value is apple. The second one is color, the value is red. Okay, so that's the basic thing. Now we have some of the other methods as well, but since this is, this is looking really ugly, um, okay, I'm keeping this open, and I need to open the ideally for this purpose. Let's open. Yep, we have our IDE open. Now we have our dictionary. Let's say we have a dictionary. Let's say this time, flower. Oh, well, I'm really not good with flowers. Let's say we have fruits. That's the only thing I know. So yeah, we declare it as an empty dictionary, or better, we put the values in here. So we say name, and then we say apple, and the taste is, well, sweet. Okay, let's keep it that for now. Now, what are the methods that we can use? Let's see. Fruits dot tab, hit tab. Now these are the different things. These are the different things we can use. Okay, and I will go through the most important ones. Okay, I have already went through these values and then keys, then items. Okay, now let's go through this one, get. So what is get? So it says return the value for key if key is in the directory, else default. Okay, for example, let's say fruits, and we say as give me the color of apple. Gives me error because key error. Color. Why? Because color is not present. We have name, we have taste, but we do not have color. That's why we get a key error. But what if we do not want to get an error? In that case, we will use the get method. We'll say fruits dot get, and we say something like this, color. And if I just give this, let's see what happens. We get no error. We don't get any error. Okay. Using the get, this is the advantage of using the get. Basically, you can use both of them. Okay, but if the key is not present, you will get an error while using this. But if the key is not present, you won't get an error using this one. So this one is a safer method, although I prefer the upper one, because why would I call something that does not exist? But you need to face some of the situations where you need to use get. Now another great feature of get is that you can say fruits dot get, and you say color, and if that does not exist, you can just give 500, return 500. So I can see, since color does not exist, it gives you 500 back. Again, you can do the same thing. Okay, you can say fruits dot get, and again you say color, and let's say you return hello. So you get hello back. Why do you get hello back? Because you do not have color present over here. But what if you do the same thing and you say let's copy this one and paste this over here, and instead of color you want to access the name. Now since name is present, it won't give you this one. Okay, since the name is present, it will give you the value of the key. So the value of name is apple, so it returns apple. If apple was not, I'm sorry, if name was not present, it would have given you hello, or whatever you have given in the second argument. So the second argument is the default argument, that is whatever you want. You want the Python interpreter to give back to the user whenever it cannot find this thing inside a dictionary. Okay, so that is the get method. Now let's check some of the other dictionary methods. So let's have a dictionary, and so the name of the dictionary is book. Let me write it here. Let's say the name of the dictionary is book, and it contains information of a single book. Okay, and later on I'll come to the example where I will put multiple dictionaries in a single list. Okay, but just understand the basics first, then I will move on to lambda functions using dictionaries. So let's have a book, and the name of the book is, let's say, name, and the name is, let's say, goosebumps, because that is the shortest one I have here. So let's take it that. And I have author, and the author is Eilstein, and then we have price, price, and the price is, let's say, 150 rupees in India. So let's just keep that. Now let's check out some of the other methods. So the first method we are going to look is, let's see, up. So this one, pop item. So let's see what this does. Remove and return a key value pair as a two tuple. So let's say I do this thing, and we do not need to pass anything inside this. Boom. So what it does is it removes the, the last element, the last key value pair. It removes both the key and the value. Okay, so the whole thing is removed. So this is, this. Now if I print the dictionary, it's a book. See, now this is missing. Okay, so pop and pop item are two different things. Pop works like, basically if I say I have a list, let's say I have a list 1 2 3, and then I say pop, it gives us the last element. Similarly, if I have a dictionary, let's say name, and we have, let's say, A B C D E, and now if I say pop, this won't work. Okay, why this won't work? Because in dictionaries, if I use pop method, I'll have to pass few of the things. So what are the things I have to do? So I have to give the key. Okay, so I have to specify that I want to remove the name thing inside. So now this is empty. Okay, now this has been removed. But let's say for example, um let's copy this thing. Hmm. Let's copy this thing. Now let's paste it. However, let's say we do not want to remove a particular, let's say we have some of the few other things. Let's say name, address, and we have XYZ, and then we have um ID. ID is 1 2 3 4 5, and with that's it. That's our dictionary. Now if I say pop, and I say I want to remove ID, or let's say I want to remove address, I can do this by saying address here, and it will remove it. Now you know now okay, I have to first, let's store this thing inside some variable, then you will understand what I'm doing. So let's just copy this thing, and let's put it inside a variable. Let's say demo is a variable, and let's put it here. Now let's say demo dot pop, and I want to remove address. Now if I check demo, we do not have address there, right? But so you can see that this and this are not the same. You don't pass anything inside this thing, but you have to pass one thing, the key of the dictionary inside this dictionary's pop method. So is there anything equal to this? Yes, there is, and that is pop item. But that's why if we use, do this demo, if we use pop item instead, see, the last element will be removed. So the pop method of list, let me, yep, so the pop method of list and pop item method of dictionary are similar. Okay, so do not get confused. Now let's have some other methods as well. Again, we go to our previous dictionary, we paste this, let's say we will work with this only. So again, we put this in a variable. Okay, demo equals this one. Perfect. Now let's say um demo dot, what's the next method? So we have demo dot clear, and you know what clear will do? So it will remove all items from demo. Don't do this. If you do this, all of them will be removed. Okay, all of them. Let's see this in action. Let's remove this thing. Let's hit enter. Now let's check the contents of demo. We have an empty dictionary here, right? So when you use clear method, it will remove all the elements inside the dictionary. Now again, copy this and paste this. Now let's see what's the next method. So we have something called set default. Now what is set default? Set default is insert key with value of default if the key is not in the dictionary. So that means, let's say we have name, right? So let's say we have name, and we'll just remove this thing. Let's read it once again. So it accepts two things, the key or the default, and the default. Okay, so how does that work? Let's say you have something called name, and the default is, or just don't give it, just you can simply, you can do this thing default, or you can simply just write it directly. So let's keep it directly, let's give it directly, and let's say orange. Let's see what happens. So it gives you ABCD. Okay, it gives you ABCD. Why? Because see, name is already present, right? Name is already present over here. So what set default does is, if the given key is not present, it will set the key with the given value. So this is the value here. Okay, now let's see this demo dot set default, and the key is fruit, which is not present inside dictionary, and the default value is orange. Now let's see what happens. So it gives us a orange, although we do not have this thing over inside this list, right? So we passed fruit property, but fruit is not present inside demo dictionary, right? So what it does is, let me show you thing, and wow, we have fruit as a key and orange as a value. So now it is very clear that what set default does is, it checks for the given value for the given key. If the given key is present inside the dictionary, then it will return the value. Let's say in this case I have passed name. Now it checks, is name present inside demo? So yeah, name is present here. So just give the value of name. That's why we get ABCD inside here. But when we pass something that does not exist, and in this case this is ignored, completely ignored, but let's say we pass something which is not present, so we pass fruit as a key. So fruit is not present inside this. So since it is not present inside the demo dictionary, what it does is, it creates a new key with the same name and puts this default value as the value. So that means that fruit was not present earlier, so it makes a key as fruit, and the value is the default value you passed last time. And you will need this, sometimes there will be situations when you will be needing this. So keep this in mind, they sometimes come handy. So do not skip any of the methods I am showing you. All of them are very, very important, and sometimes while competitive coding or building projects, they will come really handy, right? Of course you can do this like using if else. So you will say, if fruit is not inside orange, you can do blah blah. So you can obviously do that, but just don't. Okay, and you might be thinking, what the hell are you speaking? So what I'm saying is, if you say, let's say I am giving it a key, let's say color. So color in demo, so it gives you false. Why? Because color is not present in demo. Okay, so what I'm saying is, let's say if color not in demo, so what you're saying, that if this key is not present inside demo, what we are going to do is, we are going to make demo color. I'm going to put something, let's say red. Now see what are the contents. Demo. Now we have the color red. Why? Because see, it checks, is this key present inside this dictionary demo. So it sees no, it has name, it has address, it has ID, and then it has fruit, but it does not have a color. So that means this is true. Once this is true, it says demo color equals to red. Now it creates a key called color and then puts the value as red. So this is another way we can do that, but this is a more easier way. This is the easier way. Okay, and I prefer both. Whatever, I prefer both of them.